This morning I woke up with an overwhelming feeling. My heart was racing. I felt like the world was on my shoulders. I was irritable. I was trying to get stuff done, yet my list was getting longer with the things that I had gotten done, and I was feeling anxious. I didn't want to do this video today. I really debated and prayed all morning to God about whether or not I should be here, what I should be doing. Clearly I'm here, so my prayer was answered, but my topic is different. Today I'm talking to you about anxiety and how we can overcome that, and I want to break a stigma. Now, pre-Christian Krista, I didn't realize I had anxiety. I thought that's just how life was. I just thought that's just how everybody lived. The more I talked to people, I found that so many people had it, but nobody really had a word for it. No one had a solution. Fast forward to today, 5.5 years into counseling, plus 4 years as a Christian, talking to the Christian community, I have to say I'm a bit disappointed in what I've encountered. I've seen a lot of people ask questions like, have you been reading the Bible for your answer? Have you prayed long enough? Have you prayed hard enough? Have you been talking to God enough? Is your faith very strong? Or maybe your faith, you need to have a little bit more of it. And now those are all great advice, but that also makes me feel a little abnormal. It makes me feel like what I'm going through isn't common. And guess what? It is common. There are so many people out there who face anxiety, and there's different ways to cope with it. And I'm not going to sit here and talk about what you can do. I just know for myself, through counseling, every wound I've healed has led me to less anxiety. So my anxiety was here at the beginning, it's now at here. Is it still there? Absolutely. Just because you have it does not mean you are any less of a person or any less of a Christian. That does not mean your relationship with God is any more stretched because you have anxiety. I find it really comforting when I've heard that, and I'm reading this book called Peace. It's by Becky Thompson. She does the Midnight Mom devotionals that you might have seen me post on my page. And this chunk right here really speaks to my heart and talks about the struggle we're all going through in a dark forest. The forest of fear could be one of the loneliest places for Christian women, or anybody really, because only people who have made it out want to admit they are familiar with the woods of worry. Do you know what I mean? We hear things like, oh, I used to have anxiety. I went through a season of anxiety. I knew someone who faced anxiety, and then the Lord healed her. While those testimonials are tremendously life-giving and it helps to show there are women who made it to the other side, what about a community for the women who are still walking through the dark? Why do we feel so much shame in admitting we haven't made it out of the place yet? I think a lot about my journey and how much easier and how much more helpful it would have been to have somebody come into the forest with me, walk me out of it, versus being in a grassy meadow yelling at me in the forest to follow their voice out. I want you to try to think about that. How can you either find a support system to come in the forest with you, or how can you go into the forest to help somebody out? I encourage you to be a part of Zoom later this week, and I hope to see you soon.